Hey everybody, welcome back. I know it's been some time since the last video, but we're back with another video. We will be talking about The Witcher, specifically Season 2. We're going to talk about some new casting, and we're going to talk about when production is going to start up on that and when we will probably see it. And then we will also talk about maybe some potential storylines that we could be seeing in Season 2 and beyond. Alright, let's get to it. So, before COVID really started exploding, they were in actually pre-production for Season 2 in January. Obviously, it's been delayed, but it's rumored that about early August of this year, they will resume pre-production and then roll straight into filming and shooting the principal photography. So that's really exciting news for us fans. They are now just really waiting for the UK to reopen its studio doors because the show shot in the UK. So as soon as that's allowed, I believe they're going to get rolling with it. I believe during this time too, some of the writers have been redoing certain scripts and, workshopping it a bit. So pre-production is basically almost done. I don't remember if The Witcher had done this, but I know certain other TV shows have, where for their next season, they've already went out and shot a lot of background scenes and whatnot. So they've got a lot of production side done during the quarantine. So that's good for us fans. So that'll be exciting to see when they start filming. And then it will probably come out the earliest. I mean, this is real early, would be next summer. But honestly, I'd expect it to come out next winter. Typically, you want a year for these type of things. But I thought I remember seeing somewhere that they still want to shoot for this season 2 to come out this winter. So in winter of 2020. Now, in its original schedule, that was totally possible. Now, I mean, if they have all a lot of the production stuff done, they could totally shoot it and edit it really quickly and put it out. The only problem with that would be, the beauty of filming a show over a long period of time is that you can take a step back and reevaluate if you want to course correct the season. But they could just shoot it all and put it out within a couple months. That is very possible. And we've seen other shows do that before. So who knows? Maybe it'll come out in this winter, like the original plan, or sometime maybe early next year, early spring. We shall see. So some new cast members for Season 2. Now, if I butcher any of these names, I apologize. Words are tough. So, Hen Ichaer will be playing Cohen. Angus Bjorn will be playing Verena. Paul Bullion will be playing as Lambert. Christopher, we know him from Game of Thrones, will be playing Navelian. Thu Irstead Ramusen will be playing Eskel. Aisha Fabienne Roth will be playing Lydia. And Mercia Simpson will be playing Francesca. I got some images up going along as well. And I believe Francesca is on the right and Lydia is on the left in this picture that's here. So those are some new characters and some new players that are going to be in Season 2. If you played the games, you will know some of these characters. If you've read the books, you will know some of these characters. If you've done neither, just know it's really good that they are building upon this world and they're expanding their character bases and whatnot. It has not been announced who will play Vesemir, but we know Vesemir will be in Season 2 because at the end of Season 1, Geralt was going there to go to his home at Caer Morin, which is where he became a Witcher. Vesemir is the guy, sort of like a father figure. He trained him and he helped him become a Witcher. A lot of fans, and I guess even Mark Hamill sort of wants to play him. We don't know if maybe they're saving that casting choice as a little secret. We'll see Mark Hamill in the trailer, or maybe just when the show starts, we're like, oh my god, it's Mark Hamill. So who knows? But we know Vesemir will be in the show. He's the only old Witcher still alive. He was one of the few people to survive the attack on Caer Morin. Out of the old Witchers left, he doesn't have the knowledge/skills to create new Witchers with the mutagens, which is why the Witchers are slowly going extinct. More reasons why the humans suck in this world. They attack all the elves, they attack all the Witchers, they attack everybody they're scared of, and it's kind of fear-driven, but really these people can be friendly and they're trying to help them. So we also haven't heard anything about Philippa Eilhart, but we're not even sure if she's going to be in the show next season. Maybe Season 3 character. Some cool facts for those that haven't played the games or read the books, but Geralt, he has his white hair because during the trial of the grasses, which is how he becomes a Witcher, he showed crazy, unusual tolerance for the mutagens that gives the Witchers their abilities. So they experimented even further on him with more mutagens, which gave him actually a greater speed, strength, and stamina than all of his fellow Witchers, and he also now has white hair. I definitely think we will see Ciri go through the trial and train as a Witcher in Season 2, and then she'll get her white hair. because we know she has white hair in video games and the books. I know the Witchers are only going to be dudes, but at this point, when there's like none left, she ends up getting like some sort of informal training. So we'll see how they play that out. We'll see how much the show wants to follow the books or go off on their own. The show's been pretty steady with the books, so that's been really cool to see. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see her train as a Witcher, and very excited to see that. And Ciri's special, by the way, because she has what is called elder blood in her. So elven mages long ago wanted to create a gifted child whose power was immense and could exceed their own. And some see it as a curse, but in the family tree for Ciri that we know that some people got the elder blood and some people didn't. It's all because near the top of the family tree, one of the people made a baby with a human instead of another elf. So the gene is kind of split and fractured among various generations. Ciri does have that gene, and we see her use that power, somewhat unknown to her in various points of the show. But some say that that power can destroy worlds or even be the greatest ally. So Ciri's very important and is of much interest to many characters in all of the Witcher lore because of this ability. And so I'm sure we're going to see more of that play out in season 2. There is this storyline in one of the books where there is an imposter, Princess Cirilla, who ends up being empress over the newly formed Sintra and marries the emperor of Nilfgaard, which legalizes, the control Nilfgaard has over Sintra. Maybe that's like a season 3 or 4 thing. I think that'd be kind of cool to see. But if you start getting into more of these political who owns what throne and what type of deal, is that more just like Game of Thrones? The Witcher is so much different than Game of Thrones because it's more mystical, it has more lore, it's more about the world per se than just which kingdom is squabbling with another kingdom. And it's also about specific characters and specific plot points. So I kind of like how The Witcher has that distinction from Game of Thrones. So I think it'd be a cool storyline to introduce, but, maybe not too much of that because we already had Game of Thrones and that was great and it's done. And I like how this show has such a different take on this world. And again, it's being really true to the books because that's how the books are as well. So you could introduce these subtle plot points in the background, but still focus on Geralt and Ciri and then keep the show's mystical nature true to itself. I also want to quickly talk about how I love the way The Witcher is filmed and the story shown to us. So, in season 1, it's not made clear unless you read the books, but when the show starts, that very first scene when you're seeing Sintra fall is really around like episode 7. As you are seeing Ciri's and Yennefer's and Geralt's adventure, there's 3 separate timelines. Then eventually Yennefer and Geralt's timelines merge and they're on the same time frame, and then they eventually merge with Ciri's. But I found that, just a very interesting way to tell a story. I don't know if they're going to do anything similar in the next couple seasons, but I thought I remember Netflix saying that season 2 was going to be more direct, which is fine. But I really do appreciate the way the story was because it almost made you kept thinking like, wait, how is this happening? You're like, oh, this is in the past. They could probably in the future be like 10 years ago, right? Or at least have like when Yennefer first goes to Artusa, they can be like 1270. And then when she is getting the transformation, they can be like 1275. And when Geralt is the Butcher of Blaviken, they can be like 1318. You know what I'm saying? So they could do that as well. It could help the audience. But I found it just a very fascinating way the story was presented to us. And, maybe season 2 will be more straightforward. And then season 3, if Ciri is a bit older, they can go on their own paths because, in the books, Geralt isn't always next to Ciri. They kind of meet in and out, same with Yennefer. So maybe they do something like that in the future or some variation of it. But I kind of like the split story and timeline type of deal. Very interesting. If you want to know more about the Elder Blood stuff for Ciri, I have the book entry from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. I'll just post it in the description. If you want to read it, it's from the game. I think it gives a pretty good description of the blood itself and the power that she has. That'll be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comments, are you excited for The Witcher Season 2? Did you watch Season 1? Yeah, I thought Season 1 was great. Very excited for Season 2. Definitely one of my favorite shows currently and maybe for a long time. I don't know. It's a really great show. So very excited for season 2. I think Henry Cavill does great. I think Freya Allen does great. I think the entire cast and crew is just fantastic. So yeah, I'm very excited for season 2. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys for the next one.